Yo, what up, NLCS? This is your man, Sway Rod, coming at y'all early this morning. I just wanted to make this video real quick. Talk a little bit about the future of UBR and URB. This particular video doesn't have anything to do with anybody else's thoughts, anything like that. It's just some things that I've been thinking about. Most of y'all know me on the board as being one of the major contributors to the UBR project for 2K12, which, pretty much caught everybody off guard, took the forum by storm and even, extended outside the forum to gain so much popularity, and in my opinion is perhaps the best mod ever made for a sports game. I mean, no other mod in my opinion has packed as much history and has detailed it as accurately as we've been able to do. So that definitely was a dream come true. I come from an era of Lakers versus Celtics, Tecmo NBA basketball, double dribble, arch rivals, games like that, is when I was playing basketball. And I never dreamed that we could have what we have in UBR, right? But this video right here is mainly to kind of explain to a lot of the people out there who don't necessarily patch, don't know how to patch, but just enjoy a lot of the things that we do, all right? Basically, I want y'all to understand that UBR, it coming together like it did, it was a perfect storm. If y'all remember, back when we first started it, first of all, there was no NBA season going on. It was a lockout year, all right, which means that every patcher was focused on UBR. Like, we got contributions from everywhere. I mean, I even wasn't even a part of the team. I've been a part of the boards for about 6 years now, since 2006, somewhere around that range. And, I was a bystander like a lot of people are now, But then I took it upon myself because I was excited and definitely influenced by a lot of the great talent that we had on the board. And I took it upon myself to learn how to do things. And, I became a jack of all trades patcher. I've done portraits for UBR. I've done tons of retro courts that you guys enjoy and play on. I've made rosters for UBR. I've made cyber faces, I've made head shapes, jerseys, you name it. I've done it. I essentially don't need another patcher's help. If I want to make something for myself, I can do it now. Because I'm just now that skilled. I've acquired those skills through, a lot of research and also advice from a lot of the, great guys on there. If you show effort in trying to actually become better, guys will actually help you. If you're just one of those people that want everybody to do everything for you, you're not going to get a lot of what you want. You have to show effort. But anyway, I'm thinking about the future of these two projects, all right? Because basically, like everybody, I've been making videos showing off what my UBR looks like as far as, the things that I've been doing, the seasons that I've played, all that good stuff, And, a lot of times people, whether it be boards, whether it's Operation Sports, whether it's my YouTube channel, people are always asking, when is it going to be on 2K14? When is it going to be on 2K14? And that's a great question. It's not solely up to me to make that happen. But one of the things from a patcher perspective that kind of makes it, a daunting task to do is that it's like as soon as you make it, then everybody's talking about the next game, you have to understand UBR is a lot of work, man. And I want to shout out 2K because 2K, I think to a certain degree, acknowledges what we do on the boards. All right. I don't think they can acknowledge us publicly because after all, we are using files and things that have copyrights to them. We're basically recreating player likeness, NBA likeness, things that can't be put in the licensed game because of copyright issues. All right. So we basically, use our talent and skill to go ahead and create those dreams and make it come true for everybody. But we've been very fortunate because 2K has made it to where the majority of the artwork that we make is compatible between 2K12 to 2K14, where you can just drag and drop a lot of files, which is awesome. I've done a lot of stuff, like I said, for UBR, but I'm mostly known for the courts. So I essentially don't have any other work to do, really. I don't have to do anything. I can just, you can just take my courts and put them in whatever one of those games you want to play on, and my courts will be playable and they'll look good. So, that's really all I can ask for. But like I said, from a patcher's perspective, you know, it's almost like nobody is ever really satisfied. They bitch and complain when the game is not in a new reiteration of the game. And a lot of times, these patches, and even URB, which I love, you know what I mean? That was just somebody taking initiative and being influenced by what we did in 2K12. Skodam, shout out to him. And basically saying, you know what? I want to have the same thing for 2K13. All right? And it became what it became. You know what I mean? Now, it has less seasons and things, but it is younger than UBR. I mean, at some point, it'll probably get to a certain point. You know, there's a lot of guys that don't really play the 70s mods. I play all of them. I'm a basketball junkie. I play the WNBA mod in 2K13, the Euro League every year, the college basketball every year, and all the retro stuff. I do that, and I make videos documenting what I do, you know what I mean, so that you guys can enjoy and see how much fun you can have reliving the past. I do that, you know what I mean? But, like I said, people complain about how, like, it's like as soon as we make it, they complain how it's not on the next generation of the game without really understanding how much work and time go into it, to where we as patchers want to play the game too. All right, but it doesn't mean that it's not gonna happen. I mean, at some point it may happen. All right, and I think that it is. I think it's beneficial to bring it, you know, to the other games. You know, my personal goal and dream would be to see that we have it on 2K12, 2K13, and 2K14, because we're at the end of an era. All right, you guys already know that next gen is now here. You know. And I believe that when 2K decides to go ahead and make the 2015 iteration of the game, and if it does come to computer, I believe the file structure is going to be different, to where we're not going to be able to use all the artwork and just drag and drop into the folder anymore with that. I mean, because I'm like, the file structure has changed. I mean, you guys seen what the courts look like, the stadiums, you know, the faces. I mean, you know, you guys can hope, but I mean, common sense to me says that that's probably not going to be the case with a lot of the art that we've made. We'll have to actually import, is more than likely what's going to happen. All right, and that's going to be even longer to try to get UBR over to 15. So basically, you know, and I've talked with different guys and things to get their opinions and stuff like that on if and when we do. You know, it's not to say that it won't happen. You know what I mean? I really don't know. It's not solely up to me. But to let you guys in, I'm going to let you guys know what involves and needs the most work. All right? Portraits, you can drag and drop. Logos, you can drag and drop. The jerseys, you can drag and drop. You know? Courts, stadiums, drag and drop. So a lot of the retro artwork is there. Dorners, you can drag and drop. All that shit is done. We don't have to remake none of that shit. Alright? Where the main work is going to come in at is going to be the roster work, because of course 2K14 has certain fields and stuff that are not in 2K12 and 2K13. So that's where the majority of the work is going to come from. Alright? Now, the cyber faces and head shapes, alright? If both teams of UBR and URB were to work together, we could use each other's shit. I mean, and that's basically the way it was. That's how URB got started, by using some of the work in UBR. All right. But as far as like when it comes to the cyber faces and things like that, you know what I mean? All the cyber faces in 2K13 and head shapes, you can just drag and drop. With 2K12, we'd actually have to import. And being that 2K12's UBR has way more seasons and things like that, there are tons of cyber faces and head shapes to convert for that. And that's going to be a lot of work if we were to go ahead and do that. And me personally, I want to see all the seasons. You know what I mean? UBR, being that I help from the ground up, UBR is like my baby. You know what I mean? It's just something that I put a lot of time into, spend a lot of time with. I mean, I can barely play another video game because of 2K. You know what I mean? My friends get on me. I have every video game you could probably imagine almost, and I hardly play anything else but basketball because I'm just that much into it. But that's where the work would come from. All right, and that's, I mean, literally between those two projects, man, it's easily 10,000 hours, I would think, worth of work that's been put in to the project, you know, to get them to where they are. All right, so for you guys that don't patch, you guys really don't have an appreciation. Some of y'all, not all of you, you know what I mean? A lot of you guys are very, very, very respectful and appreciative of our work, because after all, we do this as a hobby and it's free. Guys have lives and shit. I personally am not married. I don't have a girlfriend. I don't got kids. So therefore, I have a lot of free time. My free time is my free time. And I spend a lot of time fucking with UBR. So I can do that. But other guys got kids, married, you know what I mean, doing things, you know, so you got to respect that. All right. But that's where the majority of work's going to come from. Those two things. But once you convert head shapes and get the roster right, which is half the battle, you know what I mean? UBR is done. Now, I'll tell y'all, I fucked around once Redditor came out. You know what I mean? Because depending on when Redditor comes out, there's a lot of times what will depend on when we can get projects done. Redditor came out very early this year. Shout out to Vlad, you know what I mean? And Vlad, I've known and messed with him ever since he first started making Redditor. Very humble guy, deserves everything that he gets, man, because without Redditor, I probably couldn't play 2K the way I want to. You know what I mean? Like, he makes it to where I can play it the way I want to, and I get thorough enjoyment out of that game because of Vlad's product. So I love it to death. But last year it came out late, which is the reason why UBR did not go to 2K13. There was probably a chance that it could have, you know what I mean? But because of that, it didn't go. But this year it came out early, and then on top of that, this is the last iteration of current gen, more than likely on PC. So therefore, you know, I think just for the nostalgia factor and just something to remember by, I think that it is worth putting it on 2K14. You know what I mean? Because I love the gameplay. You know what I mean? I love it. You know what I mean? There's certain things. I mean, the animations. I mean, I love it. You know what I mean? I love the dribbling system, you know. But I play both. You know what I mean? I do both. I play 2K14 for the current season now that I have Redditor. And for the retro, I go back to UBR. That's what I do. You know what I mean? But I think it can be done, you know what I mean? But I just wanted you guys that don't necessarily know how to do to understand what type of work it would take in order for us to move it. And let y'all know, once I got Redditor, I started fucking around trying to make a 1988 roster on 2K14 using, you know, the template of the roster file that we have for UBR. All right. Basically, for me to get the attributes right, except for like, you know, like the signature skills and all that other shit. But as far as like height, weight, draft information, colleges, yo, I did that shit in an hour. That roster. You know what I mean? All that stuff is sitting there. And basically, all that roster needs right now is conversion of cyber faces and shit like that, which I would do between URB and UBR. And then bam, I'd have a 1988 season ready. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that I'm going to do it and release it so y'all don't get excited or whatever like that, but just showing you how much it would take. So so basically you figure having to go through each team individually. I mean, because like I said, UBR is a great base to be able to make this shit. URB is a great base to make this shit. You know what I'm saying? It's a wonderful thing. And, you know, if we had a team, if everybody was dedicated to getting it done, then I have no doubt that we could put this shit out, man, in a matter of weeks, you know, and build on it for the rest of the time. You know what I mean? I really think that that's possible. I mean, we got great talent. We got Ray Hoops, man. That's my man. I love that guy. I mean, he makes some of the best conversion mods you ever see out there. Shout out to MGX, Retro Man. Those are guys that are like veterans on the board who are like great at what they do. I mean, and I wouldn't be half the patch I am if it wasn't for advice from those guys. Jao for always answering questions, man. He's such a wealth of knowledge and a resource, man. Anytime that you need to talk, Leftos, you know what I'm saying? Proud of him for getting the 2K and working on 2K15, man. You know what I'm saying? His his tool, you know what I'm saying, that you use for stats, a stat tracker. I use that all the time. You know what I mean? So there's tons of guys, man, you know what I'm saying, that really contributed to making both of these mods what they are, you know what I mean? But I'm just letting y'all know what it would take in order for us to get there. All right, so like I said, be optimistic, but most importantly, when you're criticizing, be constructively critical. You know, don't demand shit and things like that, because that just turns people off, turns patches off, and then eventually you don't get what the fuck you want. Because us as patches, we can make shit and don't release it, and don't never tell y'all about it. You know what I mean? Be enjoying some ill shit, and you know, y'all don't fucking know. And if you've seen, you know, any of the guys that I've mentioned, any of our work, imagine what the fuck we can make. You know what I mean? Like, we can just make anything and keep the shit for ourselves, but because y'all run y'all mouth sometime and, you know, just say shit and don't really seem appreciative and just say, you know what I mean? Like, y'all don't really put no work in. And then on top of that, I used to be just like you guys. I used to sit on the sideline. I wasn't opening my mouth crazy. I was constructively critical, But more than likely, I was just asking, how do I do this? How do I do that? And then I got my skills up and I contributed. You know what I mean? And from that point, you gain respect. You know what I mean? Automatic. You know what I mean? Anyway, I just wanted to go ahead and make this vid. You know what I mean? Let y'all know what's going on. You know what I mean? Y'all can leave comments, whatever have you. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, it may happen. You know what I mean? We don't know. You know what I mean? But like I said, I'm just letting y'all, laying it out, letting y'all know what needs to happen in order for it to be like that. All right, I'll see y'all on the boards. Peace.